Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hawkcrafts, and this is the SMP, which is a SMP server that I'm currently playing on with some other content creators, small Twitch streamers and YouTubers. So we're putting together a little server for anybody who enjoys watching our content and try to grow our channels a little bit. And this is the my claim area on the server. So you see behind me, we've got a pale garden. We've done a lot of terraforming, not really terraforming. We've put a lot of pale moss down. So this pale garden that's behind me is gonna expand and be much larger than what it currently is. But I kind of struggled with figuring out how I wanted these episodes to take place and what the creative vision for these first few episodes was going to be, and that led to quite a significant delay, a lot larger of a delay in getting a second episode out than I wanted. So it took us a little bit of time, but I think what ultimately I decided to do and what we're going to do today is that it would just be good to take a tour of everything we've done over the first 2 weeks, 10 days that the server was open so that we can catch everybody up to speed on where we're at, what we've done, and what's coming next in the series. And from there, then I think we can start telling a bit of the story that we want to tell, because we do have some lore that we're gonna be building this series around. I'm really excited about that story component of this. I just need to get to a spot where we can introduce it and start telling the story. So that's what today is going to be. Just a bit of a tour, let you see around at some of the things we've made, some of the different projects that we've been working on, and then also what we have coming up next. So enjoy the next little bit of this tour, and then I will see you in the outro to kind of tell you where we're going from here. Okay, we're gonna start our tour here in the spawn village, because last episode we did build this house that is behind me here, right there. We built our starter house. Looks fantastic. We've built a couple of other things in Spawn Village now too, though. We have a shopping district, and we've got a couple shops here. So I want to show off a couple of things that we worked on in Spawn Village. Oops, nah, you don't want free cam. In the Spawn Village, before we go out into the world towards our area. So before, we had just a little wheat field over here to the side. Moved all of our crops and everything back up into this hillside here. So got our farms here, and then did a bunch of terraforming here. Super happy with how this turned out and how this looks. So this waterfall coming down, there was originally a waterfall here, but we're gonna go up to the top here, and I'm gonna show you what we did. So we used mossy cobblestone, tough moss, pale moss. That was mostly our palette for this design. We also used some mud down around the retaining pond. You see some azalea bushes just to give it some character. Firefly bushes, so you get nice little particle effects at night. Really love how this turned out. And I am not somebody who's done a lot of terraforming before, but I have plans to do a lot of terraforming this season. So it's kind of important for me to actually try to do something. And I thought this hill behind my spawn house was a great spot to try to do that. So did a lot of terraforming here. Come up here, we've got a nice little pond here that the waterfall flows out from. And then my favorite thing to do is the shopping district is up on top of the hill here. So we'll be coming back down, and then I like to just kind of use this as a water slide. It's more fun going back down that way. So that was one of the things that we spent a lot of time on stream working on, was kind of terraforming this. Obviously we didn't finish. I think I'd like to have brought this down around here a little bit more, but we got distracted with some other things. So we might come back and finish this at some point, but that's a little project that we work on stream. I don't know that I'll put that in an episode at any point. But if we continue to move our way around spawn, we can come up here to the top of this hill. There's a bunch of different shops. We'll go around and look at all the shops too for this. I think that'd be a cool thing to put in this episode, see what people are selling. but we're going to look at, first and foremost, the shops that we've put into the shopping district. So, and then we'll go look at the farms we built to be able to stock our inventory for these shops. So this first one this is ours right here at the top. So this cute little greenhouse, circular greenhouse that we've got here, actually had another player from the server, Alora, help us kind of decorate and design the exterior and the interior decorations here. So the shape and everything I came up with, and I did the floor and how I wanted the barrels to kind of look, and where people would buy their flowers from. And then she kind of helped me out with the decorations, and I think it looks great. So this is just a flower shop. So we've just got the different flowers in here. Should have barrels for each flowers and also firefly bushes. So above each flower is the corresponding barrel that people can get if they need it. And we're selling all of our flower stacks for 1 diamond. So 1 stack for 1 diamond, and you can take the entire stack. I think a lot of people are going to use this to get dyes when they need them. The only thing we don't have access to right now are the blue orchids. We haven't built a farm in a swamp yet, so we've got to get around to doing that so we can get the blue orchids in here too, because I think those would be pretty popular. But we've got all these other flowers in here. Tulips, we've got a lot of those. So super excited about this shop. This has actually been doing pretty well, selling a decent amount of product from there. This is not my shop. This is Alora's. So she's the one that helped me design or decorate the exterior and interior here. So she's got kind of this magical general store that she's selling glass and amethyst out of right now. And then she's also got backup kits over here in case somebody has an unfortunate accident, loses all their stuff. So that's what she's got in her shop. Let's go around this way. Oh, I've run out of sprint. Now, contain your surprise, but the giant chicken does not sell chickens. It actually looks like it had a creeper accident. So there was a creeper accident inside the chicken shop, so chicken will have to fix that. But the chicken shop is selling books. So got the different types of books in here. Mending is a very popular book. Look at that. But looks like several of the signs got blown off too. But there was a pricing guide that I believe has been blown up as well. But the different color signs is what the price of the book is. So I don't remember what they were off the top of my head, but this is the book shop. Then we'll keep going around. I don't know why there's a skull catalyst there. Keep going around this way. A lot of people have lost their copper golems. They just kind of have made their way to the top of this hill. As we continue to go around here, actually, I don't think anybody else is online, but let me mute and deaf myself just in case. Inside this is another kind of general store setup. So lots of building materials in this one. We got nether bricks, red nether bricks, regular bricks, quartz blocks, and clay on this first floor. I would think that goes down to a base, so we're not going to go down that. And then on the second floor, we're going to have terracotta and something else. And then up top is just personal storage. So another little general store that we've got for building materials. And then as we continue to go around the shopping district here, I bet you can guess what this one's going to sell. So we've got beacons, lots of beacons that are for sale. And you can also get a kit. So if you need the iron to put your beacon together. So beacon and base, 27 diamonds. Just a beacon, 18 diamonds. And then it looks like we've got wither skulls. Wither skeleton skulls. And then more beacons and bases. So that's a useful shop to have. Again, a bunch of copper golems have gotten gotten neglected. All right, we got 2 shops here. Let's start with the pig. Now, contrary to the chicken shop selling no chicken, this one actually does sell pork chop. So this is called the Big Bacon. And as you can tell, there are pork chops for sale. 1 diamond for a stack, and you just leave the payment in the chest. So you see some people have bought the pork chops. We probably won't get many pork chops from the shop this season because we do have our own supply of food. We got a bunch of farmers that we can get golden carrots from. This is going to be the honey shop. No surprise here because we are standing inside of a absolutely gorgeous bee. Like, this is just an insane build. Cannot believe that they built such a good bee. But inside here they've got honeycombs. So if you need any honeycombs, they're here to buy. More honeycomb blocks. Tips. I guess they're taking tips on in addition to just the product they're selling. Honey blocks. This is actually really useful that they're selling these because they take forever to actually craft and collect the supplies for. I love the little signs in here and candles as well. Is there anything up here in the front? String. Okay, so there's some extra string. Looks like that's the last chest. So it's a super cool shop. We'll definitely be buying honeycomb and honey blocks from there, especially as we get into building our storage system, because I'm not sure what storage system we're going to go for, but honey blocks might be needed. It looks like somebody is building a shop right here. It's not ready yet. Using skulk in their design is really cool. Now I have to be careful. I don't want to have any creeper incidences. This is the gold shop. Oh, I got a flame bow. Okay, so this is the gold shop. You can get gold nuggets, gold ingots, or gold blocks. A diamond for gold nuggets, you get 1 diamond gets you 8 stacks. Gold ingots, 1 diamond gets you 4 stacks, and gold blocks, 1 diamond gets you 32 blocks, so half a stack. So I have already spent some diamonds in this one. We gotta get around all these guys. All right, there we go. All right, and then this next one is just another general store. So it's actually a bartering general store. I love the design of this. Look at how they use the shelves in here as like actual like general store shelves. This is such a good design. And what you do, so because we're looking at it, so if you wanted to buy gravel, you would have your diamond in your hand, and then you would just swap it with the gravel here. So you'd right click the gravel, it'll swap your diamond for the gravel, and that's how you buy it. So this is just a bartering store, so everything that you can get from bartering with piglins is in here. So blackstone, gravel, obsidian, crying obsidian, nether bricks. So we got a couple places we can buy nether bricks from. Soul sand, some more string, quartz, just regular quartz, not the blocks, but the individual pieces. Some leather, and then iron nuggets. And then the dried gas are displayed above the door. I don't actually know if those are for sale or not. But they are there. So this is just the bartering general store that we've got. All right. And then this is our wool shop. I'm kind of scared that a creeper's going to follow me in here. So all the different types of wool are in here. So any color you need, you just leave the payment in the barrel beside it. So I have bought some wool from here, but this is super convenient, so I don't need to make my own wool farm. We've got rocket shop over here. So if you need any rockets, because we do have elytras now, you can just come up here. 1 shulker box equals 1 diamond. Mine 1 diamond block. Mine the shulker box replaced with diamonds. That is an expensive shulker box. A diamond block for for one shulker box? Does it come with rockets in it? It must come with rockets in it. That's all I can guess. It looks like we're sold out of rockets anyway. Yeah, this is sold out. So they're selling elytras and rockets. Maybe a shulker full of rockets? I would hope so, because a diamond block for a shulker box is really expensive. But there's no product in here right now. We've got our own gunpowder farm, though, so we can make our own rockets pretty easily. Coming up the top of this, I actually have no idea what this one is. So this is totems. Okay. 2 totems for 1 diamond. Okay, so got a rocket and a totem shop next to each other. I'm going to be honest, I don't ever use totems. I just take my chances. Oh, they were smart on this side of the district. They actually put lights down. Okay, couple more shops to visit. We're going to end with our second shop. That's kind of intentional, the path I took. So this is the Ribbit and Glow. This is Frog Lights. So actually, I just used a bunch of Frog Lights. So I need to replace the stack that I used. What is the price? 2 stacks of any color is 1 diamond. I'm going to use so many of these this season with the colors that I have planned in my head. So we'll just go ahead and buy those now so we don't have to do it later. Okay, but this is just Frog Lights. Oh, this is the payment barrel. Hold on. I need to pay attention. Some people want it in barrel, some people want it in the chest, and there's also magma creams here, which those might be useful at some point, but I don't need them right now. Okay, and then we've got this one. I actually have no idea what this shop is. I have not been inside of this one. How do I get inside? Over here. It's just very colorful. Okay. Oh, okay, I remember. So this is like a shop that has like a rotating inventory. So the inventory is going to change every week. So this week they've got slime blocks. I should probably buy some of these before they rotate out. It looks like they've got certain types of woods in here. Redstone, blocks of redstone. Suggested items for coming weeks. Blocks of iron. Cobblestone. They got shulkers of cobblestones and then shulker cells. 1 diamond per 8 shells. Yeah, so I really hope that other shop was not a block for 1 shulker, because you could get 4 shulkers for 1 diamond here. All right, how much are the slimes? 1 diamond for 32 blocks. All right, hold on. We're gonna spend some more money here. Gonna get 2 of these. Take a stack of slimes. Does payment go into barrel? I'm gonna assume so. There was other. I don't actually know. I'm gonna just keep these diamonds out for now in case I want to buy anything else. If it doesn't go into. Oh no. Good thing I was using Silk Touch. Okay. There we go. No harm, no foul. All right, and then we continue up here. I think we got 2 or 3 more shops to go. So over here, I actually don't know what this is. This is brand new. It's not finished yet. I wonder what it's going to be, though. Birch walls. Don't know. Tried to get a clue of what the shop might be by what was in the shulkers, but didn't actually help. So this shop here, hold on, I have to kill this guy and then go into F4 because Look at this beautiful shop. Look at this tree. It's gorgeous. The roots going down the cliffside. I'm gonna get attacked again. Hold on. Okay, can everybody stop so I can admire this tree now? Look at how gorgeous this tree is. The shroom lights, the cherry. I just love this. It's so cool. But they are selling inside here all the different types of wood. So they also have book and quills here, where you can do custom orders. So if you need anything, you can just write it in a book, and they'll get it for you. So all the different types of wood, you just look on a floor in front of each one for what is in the chest. So we got oak, we got cherry, spruce, birch. So it's 1 diamond for 4 stacks, and the nether logs are in the cave below. Still a couple of types of woods missing. How do I get into the cave below? I think it's down here. Yeah. So then you come down here, and you've got what should be the nether. Ooh, that one can't open. It's blocked by that. But this will be the nether woods down here eventually once they're in stock. And then that brings us to my second shop. So, not as glamorous as some of the other ones, I don't think. But I do like this a lot. So this is a resin shop that I made. So given that we have a pale garden that's going to be in our primary area where we're building this season, we should be able to pretty easily get resin. So I built a resin farm, and we're going to sell in this shop resin blocks, which can be broken down into just regular clumps of resin. We're also selling resin bricks, and then we're also selling creaking hearts. So lots of cool things. Now, I did set the prices a little bit higher just because of how difficult it is to get resin. You can only farm it at nighttime. So if there's lots of players on the server sleeping and everything, you don't get a chance to really farm resin very much. And you have to actively hit the creakings. They have to take player damage to actually generate resin. So it is a little bit more difficult to farm. So I did set some higher prices. But the resin bricks, which is primarily what people would use for building if they're using resin, only 2 diamonds for stacks, so not too bad, I don't think. But that, and then the last little shop here, this is the Quartz Temple. And this is the last one, and then we'll go continue our tour. So the Quartz Temple is just selling, oh, they're sold out. But they are selling quartz blocks, I believe. You get 2 stacks for 1 diamond. So that is our shopping district as it stands right now. We're going to go back down here, and we're going to go into the nether and show off the nether hub. They actually just got finished today. And then I'm going to show you the little connection I made for my area to the nether hub, as I try to not take terminal amounts of fall damage. So our nether hub is in here. I think eventually we'll do a tour and actually visit everybody's builds for their starting spawn houses, but I'd like to actually have everybody online to talk to them about what they built and what their inspiration was. And right now, Chess and I are the only ones online, so I'm not going to do that today. But this is our nether. How cool is this nether hub? Hold on. I'm going to free cam again. Look at this. Super cool. It is like a train station. So train would go down these rails and these rails over here. Super cool. And then we've got our ice bridge, or our ice boat highway that goes out the middle here. This is a fantastic design. Bonded did an amazing job with this. And everybody's portals were on the roof for the longest time, but now we can start to move them down onto the same level as the hub, which I have done. So if we come through here, I've actually built my my branch, my path to my tunnel right down here. So this is the front of it. We got a little arch design. I don't know that I'm really in love with this arch design, but I love the tunnel behind it. So used mushroom stems for the wall with frog lights. That's why I had to buy more frog lights, because I just used a lot of them in here. Frog lights offset with some orange glass, which ties together our creaking hearts and our resin bricks. And then we just use some polished deep slate to really make it look nice and clean and sharp. So I love this tunnel. This goes all the way down to where my nether portal is. And then that's going to take us to our area where I can show you everything we have been up to. So this is a different portal location, isn't it? It is. That's my other portal. Okay. That's fine. So I built a second portal over here to just test if it would link up properly for later on, and it does. So that is fantastic. I need to go this way to show you what we've done. Okay, so first thing that I want to show off is this. So this is our eye blossom farm. So we have a flower shop, right? And we need to have supply to put into the flower shop. So eye blossoms are really cool because when they're closed, like they are right now, they make gray dye, which is not the most common dye to come across unless you're going to mix black and white together. So eye blossoms make gray dye, which is great. And when they're open, so at nighttime, you can farm them in the open condition, and the inside of the eye blossom is orange. So at nighttime, if you get an open eye blossom, it will just make orange dye, similar to how orange tulips do. So we have an eye blossom farm that we can use to stock up our inventory in our shop. All you do is flip on this switch, the pistons push back and forth, there's bone meal underneath it, it feeds the machine. And then you can just run over top of it, pick up everything, and that is how we are farming our flowers this season. So we have found a flower forest, and we have set up these little machines to farm each type of flower. So in the flower forest, we've got each color of tulip: red, orange, white, and pink. We've got cornflowers, we've got lily of the valley, we've got daisies, and azures. And then the only farm we haven't set up is poppy and dandelion, but we get poppies from an iron farm that we have. So we just need to set up a dandelion farm, and then blue orchids we have to do in a swamp. We can't do those in a flower forest. So almost have all of our farms set up. They're all exactly like this, just feeding bone meal from underneath, an observer triggering that to dispense, and flipping the switch for the pistons to push back and forth. Super basic farm, but super efficient. Over here, so we just talked about our shops. This is our resin farm. So the way the resin farm works, let me flip it on. Can't actually, if we get to be, it's actually going to be night soon, so we'll actually be able to show you, but I can talk about it for a little bit first. So creakings spawn when they have an activated heart. So if we go in the wall here, these hearts are all activated because they're between two pale oak logs. So you see how it's lit up orange? That means they're activated. And it means that at sunset, they're going to spawn creakings. How this farm works is we've got pistons on the bottom. When the clock triggers them, they push the logs up. And then at the top, we've got pistons that sense that the logs have moved, and then they push them back down. That allows us to break resin clump off of these. The resin clump then falls down into our hopper system we've got here. There's hoppers underneath these repeaters, so they're pulling them out. And then because it is a double-sided farm, resin will form on both sides. We've got a water stream on the back side that'll push our resin towards the bottom where it will collect. And then we've got this collection system. Now, it produces so much resin clump that I had to really get creative with hoppers and chests to make sure we didn't back up too quickly and start losing resin. But we'll show you what this actually looks like. So on top here, you've got all of the redstone we needed, and you really have to make sure to use a lot of bottom slabs and slab over your redstone so that creakings don't spawn, because they will find every opportunity to spawn somewhere you don't want them. So what happens is at sunset, our creakings are going to spawn on this platform right here. So the player would AFK this platform. Well, not AFK, you have to be actively involved in this, but you sit up on this platform, the sun sets and creakings start to spawn. You look away from them, and then they run towards you. When they run towards you, you turn back around and look at them, and they freeze. And if they freeze in the water stream, so they run towards you, drop into the water, and then you freeze them there, the water stream will just push them into this chamber, and then they will stack, and you can hit them. And the more you get in the stack, the more resin clump you're generating at once. And because creakings are immune to damage of all kinds, they are immune to entity cramming. So you can theoretically stack as many creakings into this pile as you are comfortable doing. The design I have is 27 creakings per wall. So here they are. They're populating in now. They're not going to move because I'm staring at them right now. So I have 27 creakings per wall, which means 81 total can spawn in this farm. They just knocked me off. How did he get to me? I must have been standing much closer than I thought I was. But we stand on this back one now here, so they can't get to me. See, they run towards you, and then they funnel together down into this system. And then, so what I do when I do this farm is I do this for a little bit, get as many of them crammed in here as I can, and then I'll just drop down on that platform and start hitting them. Now, a way you could make this more efficient, and I haven't done this yet, but you can put name tags on each of these creakings and they won't despawn. And if you get them name tagged, you only have to do this one time where you get them in the water stream and pushing down towards this spot. Then they'll all just be stuck here, and they won't be able to move. But you can see how many creakings there are. So then if I come down here, I'm going to hit these guys. And you can see all the resin clump. You can also hit them up here. There we go. And you can see what that's going to generate. This generates so much resin. I cannot emphasize, over 3 double chests a night if I get a full night of farming resin that I can generate off these guys. You do have to wait about 5 seconds between your hits. You gotta wait for the particles to stop moving. And then you hear them doing the resin collection. There you go, you can see the resin particles really moving now. But as we clear off this platform by getting more to fall into the water, then we can spawn more in back behind. And that's all there really is to it. And once you have the number in here you want, eventually you can get them all crammed in here. You just keep hitting them, and they're going to keep generating resin. So let's do this for a couple seconds here. Get a few hits in. Oh, chest is sleeping anyway, so they're about to despawn. There they go. And then they're all gone for the day. So that's what makes farming resin difficult, is you can only do it at nighttime if nobody else is going to sleep. So how this works, our resin accumulates up here in our various hoppers, right? Drops into our chest system, falls down through here, and eventually it's all going to get into this chest. So you can already see it's starting to accumulate. We only hit them like 4 times, and we've already got that much in there. And then down under here, I'm just using some copper golems. So we got a chest back here for the copper golems to get their goodies out of. Is there? And then they will take it and put it away in these chests here. So you can see all the resin clump I've got here that I've not done anything with yet. But if we do a full night of doing this, or a couple of nights, oops, fell in a hole. If we do a couple of nights of doing that, then we will have all 8 or 10 of those double chests I have down there will be full of resin. So this was one of our big projects. Super proud of how it came out. I might do maybe a tutorial video of this at some point, showing you how I built this design, because it is pretty efficient and I'm pretty happy with it. I don't know if anybody else has built anything quite like this one. I also don't know if this is the most efficient or the most resource friendly, but it works for what I needed for this server. We've got our basic sugarcane farm here. And then we come over here. So this all used to be a pale garden and dark oak forest. So you can see where the pale garden was right here on top of the hill. We've chopped down a lot of the trees that were in this. But all of this down here was a dark oak forest. And we cut down all the dark oak trees and covered it in pale moss. Because what we're going for this season, we need all of this area to be available to build old, ruiny, pale garden-esque builds. Now, unfortunately, the way Minecraft works, we don't get the biome effect. So if I come over here into the pale garden, you see how the sky changes and the atmosphere changes. We don't get that out here, unfortunately. So this is just going to have dark oak forest vibes, but we're going to make it gray and kind of do our best to make it kind of forgotten in a way. So we placed a lot of pale moss. If I'm just going to give you an idea here real quick. So if I go down to the pale moss block, we have used pale moss 51,637 times, but we got our entire area covered, and I do not plan on placing any more pale moss for quite a while. So this was those were all of our big things that we've been working on. And I didn't really know how to put those into, break them up to do videos, because I was like, the Resin Farm video, I don't know if that would really be exciting. People watching me try to figure out redstone on the fly. Watching me place pale moss probably wouldn't be exciting. So I didn't really know how to put all of these into a video. So I think that this just doing a tour of everything, letting you see what we've been working on and that progress is being made is a great way to cover what we've been doing. And then what we're gonna do going forward is the videos are going to take shape where we're going to have a build in each video. So we'll have a build time lapse and a bit of lore reveal to keep moving our story forward. So that's kind of what I want to kind of end this video on, is just kind of talking about the structure that these videos are going to take for this entire series. So I've got a story that I want to tell. There's a reason we're in this pale garden right now, and we've been placing all this pale moss. So there's a story that we're going to tell about kind of abusing resources and just kind of taking advantage of the natural environment for like personal gain or economic gain, and then the impacts that has. But we're also going to take a fantasy kind of approach. This story that we're going to tell is going to have kind of a D&D, Dungeons and Dragons type feel to it, where we're taking a fantasy lens to this kind of resource abuse and exploitation question that we're gonna be telling a story about. So really excited about that. I think as we go through more episodes, it's going to make sense what I'm talking about. But until we get to that, we're going to kind of reveal piece by piece what we're trying to accomplish and where our lore is going. So each episode going forward is going to have a lore reveal. It's going to have a build that accommodates the lore. And then by the end of the season, the goal is to have told an entire story that hopefully you find interesting and captivating, and not too predictable. We don't want to be predictable. So hope everybody enjoyed this video, and it took a while to get this one out. It won't take as long to get the next one out. I promise that. I've already got ideas ready to go for that one. So I hope everybody has a great day. I will see you next time. And until then, I'm Hawkcrafts, and this is the SMP. Okay, so I think we finish up. We just take these last few blocks out. We got the rest of the resin we needed to finish up the floor. Put this in here. Take this out. There's a barrel here. What? There's stuff inside of it. Hold on, let's fill this in. You've got field notes. But I don't know if it's safe to read this in here, but I had to bury this. If the university deans find out I've been skimming samples from the Grey Ruin, they'll revoke my license, or worse. I found these clumps near the roots of a twisted, gnarled tree that seemed to be weeping. The villagers I talked to called them the matron's tears. They look like resin, but they feel warm, almost like they have a pulse. The university is obsessed with these samples. They're willing to pay a fortune in gold and diamonds to study them, but I'm not bringing them to campus, not yet. There's an old farmhouse by my last dig site. I'm going to set up a temporary operation there to study these tears. I've included a map to the location should anything happen to me. Whoever finds this, be careful with the tears. I do not understand their properties, but there's something abnormal about them. It may be best to leave them buried. That's ominous. So we got a map here. So this is supposedly the location of a dig site. The person who left this barrel has a farmhouse near, or is staying at a farmhouse. And then these are the matron's tears. These are what he's talking about. So it looks like resin, but it's clearly not. So I don't. Should we investigate this a little bit? I feel like we need to figure out what's going on, especially with the university. I think there's the Grey Ruin and the university. I think we need to get some more information. We need to figure out what this is about, and where. I assume the archaeologist who left this here, where they have gone. Maybe if we follow this map to this farmhouse, we can find out more. Figure out, one, maybe they're still there, and two, if not, maybe we can figure out more about these matron's tears and who the matron even is, and what the university wants with them. I think we're gonna take these with us for now. I know it said leave them buried, but I don't know if we can leave them buried here. Somebody else might find them, so we're gonna take them with us.